it just, it blows my mind. Oh, I know. I know. But people want to say that I'm protecting somebody. But the whole deal here is that I'm not protecting anybody. It just, it blows my mind to where I just don't understand. I mean, my friend Rebecca is because if you were in my shoes, you would understand. Now, even though that I know the family, I'm not protecting anybody. I can guarantee you that. To answer that, no. There was no tire tracks. You can say that I'm protecting them. That's your opinion. Now, what I do know is that Courtney and her daughter will be on today. It is 9:43. They will be on at noon. Oh yeah. And if people want to hear Courtney's side and you want to get your opinions, that's fine. But I'm telling you, if I was protecting her, I wouldn't say that I was. If I could, I would. I was, but people want to sit here and accuse me of, and it's not true. So, to my opinion, I'm not protecting Courtney. I'm not protecting the family. This is me trying to figure out who has her and why. Honestly, I think that it was a rug that went wrong. That is my opinion. Even though that some people say that she was helping out a friend. Hello.
Hello, I just wanted to hop on because there's so much about this case and it seems like every single person is going live about it.
Oh, I know.
And
But
it's
the thing is that people are sitting here telling me I'm protecting Courtney and the family.
I don't know. I mean, I know yesterday you're live when you were hosting it, there was a lot of hate coming at you, Courtney, just everybody that was in the live. And sometimes that's a good thing. because they know something and they're still doing something about it. They just can't release information like that. They can only release the information to
The
Rebecca's adoptive
family.
mother.
Yeah.
So the only person that really has information on what's going on is Rebecca's adopted mother. And obviously we need to leave her alone because, you know, she's out there doing her thing. Um but yeah, nobody knows anything until they release information, and I think we're just going to have to sit and wait, and waiting isn't, I know you guys don't want to wait because like obviously Rebecca is pregnant, her due date is today.
Um.
Nobody's, you know, we don't know anything. There's
Exactly.
been
If
weird 911 calls the last
right,
couple of days.
right. If somebody hurt Becca and the baby, what do you think that should happen to the person? I think that they should get the death penalty. But the thing that doesn't make sense to me, I personally, I think that we we should do the death penalty. But the thing is that Michigan doesn't have the death penalty.
Oh, that's a bummer. Like really it is, because like I mean, I think punishment should be whatever you did to the person, they you get it done to you for like any kind of violent crime. That's just my opinion. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a double homicide that they're working with. If you know,
Right.
I feel like it should be more than just a double homicide charge. I just there needs to. I know that there's drugs involved. We know this. Rugs, sorry. We all know that there may be rugs involved.
There could be. We
I
just
think,
don't know.
yeah, we don't know because you know, like I said, I mean, we're getting told five different things. We're getting told by Kimmy that there is. We're getting told by Courtney maybe. We're getting told by Rich absolutely, and then we're getting told no, it's not possible.
What I am gonna ask out of the people here in the TikTok live is that please stop sending hate messages towards me. I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to protect anybody. It's not fair for me. It's not fair to the other people that were in here. The other people that were in here.
Yeah, no, there should not be any hate messages going to anybody, even if you disagree with an opinion or you just don't like, you know, this person and what they're saying. Block them, leave the live, stop watching, go find somebody else to watch the live. You know, like go do your own research and information about Rebecca's case. If you don't want to sit here and listen to people's opinions, the facts that we do know and that are true, you know. There should never be hate. Nobody should be sending death threats to anybody.
I mean,
Nothing like that.
the thing is that doesn't make sense to me is that Paige was sitting there saying that I guess Courtney went after her, and there's just too many fingers that are being pointed.
Absolutely. I just don't think any. I mean, we never know. Maybe Courtney did. Maybe Courtney didn't. I don't know. I'm not gonna say she 100% did anything because you know I don't know. We don't know. We it's a he said she said situation. Obviously, it's up to the authorities to ask these questions, not us. I mean, we're just regular people trying to live our lives. We aren't detectives. Um,
If you're
so
if you're just joining into the live, please tap that screen, subscribe. Please go subscribe. Please. If you guys do want to know about the Rebecca case, you guys can come up in the box and say your guys' opinion. Number 8, why don't you come up in the box? I am one of Rebecca's friends. To the new people that are just coming in, hit that subscribe button. Please share the live and heart. Did I date Rebecca's sister, Kimmy? Yes. Um, so Rebecca went missing November 3rd between 8:30, and I want to say the report wasn't made until 11:30. If anybody would like to come up in the box, you're more welcome to. Um, it would be the baby daddy who reported her missing. But the thing that doesn't make sense is that why did he wait until the following day? Hello.
Hello. Hey,
So
I'm
what's
just
your
I'm just trying to find out what the facts are with this. There's so much like misinformation going on, and I just want to know like what's real and what's not.
well? She went missing November 3rd. Um, and then she told her mom, "Hold on, I got somebody picking her up." And then she told her mom said, "Who does she have picking her up?" She didn't give a name or a specific person. What we do know, it was a black vehicle.
Well, what are the people that are closest to the situation? What do they feel happened?
Um, well, one person says that they were helping a friend move and she went into labor.
Yeah, but that don't have nothing to do with her missing.
Right.
She went to her mom's after that, right? So are people
Well,
thinking that this girl took off and left and ran away, or are people thinking somebody did something to her?
um, to my opinion is that with what I was told, is that some people think that somebody hurt her.
Who? Who are people like who? What? Who is the people
Um,
closest? Like, do we think Courtney did it? Do we think Courtney and her husband did it? Do we think her Rich did it? Like,
well,
who?
well, uh, some people say that Rich is behind the whole thing because he is known as a abuser.
Well, just because he's a rug user don't mean he did it. What about the mom? Are people suspecting her? Like, what's?
The mom is was questioned.
I mean, I don't trust. I don't think none of them can be trusted. I think all of them are to blame. To be honest with you, I think they're all in on it. The whole crowd.
So who last seen her?
It would
Her
be
mom. I mean,
Her mom was the last one to see her?
yep.
yep.
And how long after her mom seen her did she end up getting like going missing?
Right after she saw her mom.
She left from her mom's house supposedly. Quote supposedly.
And that was the day before her boyfriend or baby daddy ended up reporting her missing?
Correct.
I thought the mom reported her missing, or is that a lie too?
Honestly, some people are saying that Rich did it, and then some people are saying that Courtney did it, but I'm not sure who exactly did it, and it is a very confusing case.
So you're her friend?
I am.
Like you're close to her? And you don't know who reported her missing?
No.
When's the last time you talked to or seen Rebecca?
I spoke with Rebecca before she went missing.
Okay, when?
Uh,
Like
it,
a week before, a month before?
it was a week before.
So who are you getting your information from?
I'm getting my information from Rich's cousin, who's actually on this live, actually.
Oh, but they're just not up in the box.
Yeah.
So someone said, who said that they seen her leave in a black car? The mom?
Yes. The mom said that uh, she left in a black vehicle, but the thing is that people are saying that there was no black car. And then a lot of people are saying that there was a smell that was coming from her shed.
There was a smell coming from her shed. And she went to the hospital. When did she go to the hospital?
Um, it was like right after she helped her friend move.
Trust. So she went to the hospital that day, right?
Right.
Who took her to the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Stop, Caden.
It was her and it was Courtney and Kimberly.
Okay, who is? Are they the same ones that took her back home from the hospital?
Correct.
And her boyfriend wasn't there?
Supposedly he was, but
So did she leave the hospital and go straight to her mom's, or did she leave the hospital and go back to Rich's?
so the mom and Kimberly dropped off Courtney or dropped off Rebecca and Rich back at their place.
Okay, I thought Rich went with him at the hospital. How did she drop off Rich if Rich went with him?
Alleged that Rich was with them.
Okay, well, I've heard Rich went with him.
Hello.
Hello.
So I can help answer a couple of those questions, and I'm only going to answer them based on both sides having the same story. I will not answer anything that isn't accurate or close to accurate. So Rich and Courtney have both said that Rich was with them in the vehicle back to my Uncle Rich's house from the hospital. That is correct.
I'm sorry, Truth. What did you say, Shug? I'm sorry.
Rich and Courtney have both admitted and openly said that Rich was in the vehicle on the ride home from the hospital. She was in preterm labor, but not fully active labor on Sunday, November 2nd. She had only dilated to 1 centimeter and she was no longer progressing.
Okay, so after she left the hospital, where did they go?
They went back home. Everybody went to their homes.
So then then Rebecca went. How did she get back to Courtney's to supposedly get some money or?
The next day, on Monday, around 3 p.m., Courtney came to pick her up.
No, Rich is
No,
my uncle.
Rich is my cousin. His father's name is Rich as well. And I call him Uncle Rich because the older Rich is my uncle. That is how Rich is my cousin. He is the brother of my father. So there's two Riches. I'm used to calling Rich that you guys know of Little Rich, but I'm trying to say Rich so you understand who I'm talking about, but I am more used to calling him Little Rich. It is a
Right.
tradition in my firstborn male is named after the father.
Well, I just don't. I don't know that none of this makes sense. Do you have? I mean, are you comfortable sharing what you think happened?
I'm comfortable giving opinions, but I don't want anyone twisting them as facts.
Right. So, what, in your opinion, I just want to know, like, somebody that really knows these people and knows what's going on. Like, what are y'all's thoughts? Like, do you
My
think she's
thought,
okay in hiding, or do you think something's happened to her?
it's hard to believe at this point that she is okay. It is hard to believe, but that's also my personal judgment in trying to figure out how to handle my feelings and everything. And what I know of Becca and how well I know Becca, what I think happened is there was an overdose, people got scared, and everyone went silent, and something happened, and then everyone got angry. But that is just an opinion, not a fact. What we do know is that if someone did pick her up, whoever was driving that car knows.
And the only person that said they seen her get picked up in that car is her mom.
Correct.
So,
So how did?
do
Oh,
y'all
go
believe
ahead.
her mom?
I don't believe anyone.
Me either.
So how did it go from her leaving in the black car and then her being reported missing the next day by Rich?
She was not reported by Rich, she was reported by Kimmy.
That's her mom.
That's her
That is
sister.
her sister.
Okay.
So her sister reported her missing the following day.
Yes, on November 4th.
There was no check.
It was,
On
Courtney did
the
admit in this very live yesterday morning that the check was a fake digital check online to get Becca to believe her. She did admit that, and she did admit her wrongdoing, but she was just working so hard, from her own words, to help reconnect that relationship with her daughter. Being the daughter
wait, a fake check to get her to believe what?
that the money was there, that the money existed.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney picked her up on Monday around 3 p.m. She already admitted to that several times. That is one thing within her stories that has been consistent. And from what Richie told me about the pickup is he didn't go outside, but it wasn't unusual because him and Courtney do not get along, do not see eye to eye whatsoever. She did like the voice thing, the audio thing to Becca's phone and said, "I'm here, I'm in the driveway." And then Becca went outside on her own and got in the vehicle with her mother.
Mm, to answer that question, I don't think that there was proof that they made it back to Courtney's.
No, there wasn't.
And did Rebecca have a working phone?
She had one working phone and one phone that she used just on Wi-Fi for like gaming and social media and help her with her cap cuts because she wanted to eventually take off on social media.
And has her working phone been located?
Both phones are in the hands of the police. None of us nor the public will ever know what's going on with that because the only person that is going to get straight facts from the police is Becca's adoptive mother.
just want to clarify to you, law enforcement is only talking to Rebecca's adopted parents, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Just wanna-
Other than for questioning on different things, like I had to get questioned about a text
Okay.
message that was passed around that was, in fact, had nothing to do with this day and time and everything else, doesn't have anything to do with the case, and it is being portrayed as something different.
And that's something that when I say we, I'm strictly talking about me and my team. We have noticed that a lot of these screenshots, a lot of these messages that are now surfacing, they are very old things that didn't even happen anytime recent, correct?
Correct.
Because
And
that's
that's
what
been
we have seen. We've done our own research and we've looked at like those FB posts and they're from like what, a year or maybe even more.
Yes, the one that's circulating about Richie reaching out to an old victim, and I would rather call myself a survivor and asking for pictures to handle himself,
Mhm.
was not recent. It was not sent to Courtney. It was something that him, me, and Becca all discussed because I didn't want to ruin my relationship with Becca nor with the rest of the family over him making a dumb mistake. And
Mhm.
what I noticed about it is that for some reason, that there's no timestamps on anything, but anything that I have still has those on them. Just like with the NICU baby thing was pertaining to a
Yeah, that's
granddaughter, it
what
was from a lot
when
of
we
years
had
ago.
seen it, we were like, wait, hold on, like because the somebody was trying to say that Rebecca, now this is alleged information before I even say anything, but there was word going around that was posted by somebody else that Rebecca had given birth prior to her going missing and that she had a baby in the NICU. And so immediately me and my team, we done our research and we had found out that that was from her first pregnancy, correct?
Correct.
That's what I thought.
And that's been part of the issue with all this stuff. And then I've even like been a little messy and like going after these missing exploiters and giving them what I know of with fact, with timestamps, explaining them to and doing screen recordings of me opening them because they were to my phone, to my social media accounts, to my conversations with Becca, and they just ignore it because it's not entertaining enough. And that's what we're trying to stop because it's leading
Exactly.
people to think the wrong thing of all the situations.
And like, I want to simply state, just from our perspective, what we are trying to do is we're just trying to get out the correct information. We don't have any interest in um, theories or speculation or rumors or anything along those lines. Like, just like law enforcement, we want to make sure that Rebecca and her baby is okay, along with probably everybody else that is in this room.
Thank you. And I have noticed that about you, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Like I said yesterday, I understand how it is. I really do. I wish I didn't, but my mom has been missing for over a year now. So I can relate in many ways that I wish I didn't. And so being in this situation for so long, I know a lot of how things can turn into, how people want to be right, how people want to be wrong, things along those lines.
Correct. And it sucks because everybody gets some kind of weird feeling about all of this, and then they expect everyone to have answers and good speculation. But at the end of the day, if we just sit here and speculate, all we're doing is hurting our own feelings and making everything else worse.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, I'll be the first to admit when you have a loved one missing, like, not only do you go through like the trauma of the public, but you also you deal with your own feelings about it. Like you go through your own trauma and like I always say, the not knowing is what is the absolute hardest.
Correct. And then you also face, because everybody's family has something in the past, something that doesn't normally get
Mm-hmm.
attention and that you can move on from and ignore, and it doesn't affect your day to day life.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, in this case, as you have seen, it's gotten so messy and from all directions, everyone's getting exposed for things, but in the wrong way.
Exactly.
So then
And I
we're
mean,
reliving past traumas.
ultimately, being in this community that we're in, I've been a missing persons advocate for about a year and a half now. And there is only, with my experience, I have only seen one other case turn into this that I have physically covered. And with that being said, in my own personal opinion, at the end of the day, I don't believe that people's background has anything to do with what is physically happening right now.
Jessica, the only reason why we're not out searching for Rebecca is because they already have a search party going.
Well,
They have deployed, I want to, sorry, go ahead.
on my end, I have been out searching, but unfortunately, I travel between Florida and Michigan, and I had to get back to work for at least a few days and handle things at home, and then I'll be back in Michigan helping again.
And also, I just want to state that there have been five different law enforcement teams deployed to that area, not only searching, but with dogs, and everything else that you could think of, drones, everything. So there are things being done. There are people searching. Um,
Tammy, it would be Michigan. Well, the Boone and Cadillac area.
Let me put her flyer up.
So, one of the best ways and only ways I can help until I travel back up north is right here raising awareness and hoping and praying that somebody is going to come on here and talk too much. Because if you let people talk, they will tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, the only thing is that I can speak for Truth Moose is that we've always got, since Rebecca's gone missing, we've gotten hate mail now.
Not just hate mail, but people wanting me to give them the dirty gritty of the past. And, like, sorry, I'm just pumping gas and taking my kids to school. Back off.
Well, I mean, like I said, ultimately, people's past does not really pertain to what's physically happening.
Exactly. But that's what people find entertaining, and that's what's sad about it. We need to be more
Well,
like,
this isn't entertainment, people. This is
yeah,
people. This is somebody's life. Trust me, you don't want
no.
to go through this. This is the absolute hardest thing anybody could ever go through. Take it from me. I've been going through it for almost 3 years now. It's not fun. It is the most heartbreaking situation anybody will ever have to deal with. And that's the best way I can think to describe it.
It's the not knowing. The not knowing
Yep.
is the worst part because you don't know what you're grieving.
Exactly.
The only thing
Exactly.
I do feel bad is because I lit everybody up yesterday, and it's the fact that people are bringing up me and Kimmy's past. I mean, this is like, this isn't about relationships or who's been with who, or this
Yeah.
is about finding somebody.
So, guys, while we sit here and listen, if we can all remember to please tap the screen, share out the live, repost, send your daily heart me's, all that fun stuff, we would greatly appreciate it.
The last time I had communication with Becca, we had a slight falling out, and I've been honest with that, which was mid September. The last time I saw her in person, I was already upset with her because of what I witnessed what she was doing when I was to take her shopping. And I feel awful for turning my head away, because as a Christian, I shouldn't have turned my head away. I shouldn't have said no, because you're going to empty my cup and you need to make better decisions before I come back to you. And then in September, she was complaining about things that aren't going to be on here because Devin and them educated me that if we talk about that, people are going to focus on that and not on her.
Yes. What
So,
we need to focus on is anybody asking any kind of questions that are not relevant to Rebecca's missing person case, just act like you can't see it. Because the more you guys talk about the past, the more and more people are going to feed into it, especially now.
Heather Marie, do you want to come up on the platform?
We do ask that if there is anybody that does come up in the panel to please be respectful or I will boot you myself.
That's why I made you one of the
I don't put up with I don't put up with disrespect, if you guys can't tell. Especially when it comes to a missing person and her unborn baby. At
hello,
that.
Heather.
Heather, do you have questions or anything? Or maybe something that you can share that actually helps lead to finding Becca? I do see your posts on Facebook a lot.
She can't talk right now. She's at the ER.
Well, Heather, I'm going to drop you down in the box just for your own safety.
Well, I will say one thing is Heather's posts were different up until yesterday. And I just appreciate her saying these are questions that need answer and doing things in a much better and healthier way. Thank you, and thank you for being adamant on spreading the word.
So, to the people that are just joining in, we are talking about the Rebecca case. She went missing November 3rd.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, wow, you have the same name?
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's the right Heather.
Well, then I'm glad you heard my thank you.
So, what I gotten out of the report, according to somebody that I talked to, is that I guess there was a smell that was coming from Courtney's shed. But that's an allegation as of right now.
That would break my heart. I'm gonna mute myself for a second so I can close.
Welcome in, everyone. As we kind of talk up here, please remember to tap the screen, share out the live, repost, send your daily heart maze, your Go Populars, as that will help with the algorithm and us help get the word out.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Heather Marie. How does Paige know? I mean, is she like, was she out in the yard? Was she the one that's going out and searching? Somebody wants to come up on the platform. Well, if she is,
Paige, I did see Ambien's account come in here. Are you on her account again?
Oh, Lord. Okay, Amy, thank you. Live with from Country Girl with Paige just ended, so a rush is gonna come in. I see it starting. Okay, trust in God, I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor. I need you to make Amy Girl a moderator as well. She's a part of my team.
Heather, what we were muting is people constantly going to rugs because we learned from Missing in the USA. We learned from Missing Monsters that if we talked about the rug side of things, that it will change the narrative and make people stop looking. So we just can't talk about those sides of things. We have to leave that empty.
Logo is 100 Novembers. As you come in, throw one.
Oh, Stephanie's live.
To November. When you come in, let me know.
okay, so I'm sorry, Devin and the Missing. What was the question? All right. Hello.
Hello.
You got a
Hi,
question?
Mercy.
Hey, Angelica, please listen, love. This isn't one of those fun lives or anything, honey.
Oh, I know. I came in just to kind of hang out, be supportive, you know.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Uh, Jamie, plenty of other lives are talking about the rugs. That plays a huge part in it.
Well, this one's a spreading awareness. This one isn't basing off of opinion, past. We're only going off of what is going to go from here. This is what he has asked. He is the host. This is his page. This is how he has chose to help out. And that is what we're going to choose to respect.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, Bubble, whatever your name is, we're just gonna stick with the facts.
And I mean, we're not saying we're not going to answer questions, but it depends on the kind of questions, as this is an open and active investigation. Okay, Munch. That's fine.
Nope. I'm not.
The only real facts that we have is Becca was picked up from Rich's, went to Courtney's. Courtney tried to grab her something from the house, and somewhere in there, Becca disappeared.
And we weren't kicking people out of the lab. It was the fact that it was getting too much and people were getting too heated.
Yes. Well, two of us are, the host and I. Yes, we agreed that there was no proof, but that is all that we have known. That is all that is that is the only thing that's consistent in crossing between the two stories. Heather, you're fine. You are fine. I'm not angry. I have a very monotone voice. I do apologize that it comes off that way. It's just the way I sound.
Mousy, you're beautiful. I love your voice. You serenade me.
I love you, Angelica.
Hello, Heather.
Hi.
You got a question?
I absolutely have no questions. Questions for me?
I mean, when was the last time that you seen Rebecca?
I have never physically seen Rebecca. I live 30 minutes from where Rebecca went missing. It's a small town. Anyone who's from here knows that. It's a very small town. Everybody knows everybody. So if I've never seen her, I guarantee I've seen at least 30 people that know her. And that's how I became involved. So
You didn't get dropped. It's the fact that your Wi-Fi probably dropped you. I will add you here in a minute. We're just kind of like getting into the groove.
yeah, sorry, I just connected to my car, so I didn't even hear what you said.
That is correct. There would be digital uh footprint from every cell pinging off of all local cell towers. But the thing that people are
Heather, can
saying,
you mute in between talking, please? I'm sorry, your background noise is a whole lot. Thank
there
you.
you go. There was a yeah. It's because people and we were all getting heated. That's why no questions were being asked.
I mean, I personally was asking very direct questions, and that's what I got muted for. My questions were not accusations. They were flat out questions from facts that were provided from her or police.
I mean, most likely Courtney and Kimberly will be back in here.
I mean, they're both on my Facebook. So the questions that everyone's asking, they've already answered if you go look at the comments on Facebook. For example, I asked Courtney about the fake check. Why did that circulate 2 months ago around the same time that you reported Brad missing supposedly? And this was the first time that you even became in contact with your biological daughter since she was 18. But you've had a connection for the last 4 years. Nothing of what she said made sense at all.
Kayla, that is not
Anyways,
what
her
I'm using.
response to the fake check was none, yeah. When I asked her why she sent the fake check image to Becca, her response was none, yeah. And that was on Facebook. So the thing is, she's answered all these questions and she's answering them the way that a suspect would.
Kayla girl, that's not what I'm using this platform for. You have that all twisted.
Oh, talking about the bio mom, not us.
And personally, I don't know about you guys, but if my daughter was missing, would you be sitting on a TikTok Q&A for 6 hours? Serious question. I'm asking every.
No, I would not be. I would be out on foot like I was for the past week. Unfortunately, again, for some of us, we had to go back to work for at least a few days. But yes, I agree with your opinion on that, but there's also different ways people handle things. And from what she let everybody know, she's disabled, but still, if we think about it, mother's instinct, disability don't matter.
She said she's disabled, but the reason why she can't get work right now is because there's so much publicity involved in Becca's case. Come on now. None of what she's saying is making sense.
Heather, I've said
I
this from
mean,
the
we
get-go. I'm
want to
continuing to
just
say
say
it now.
that,
You don't have to argue a point with me. I think everyone's guilty because somebody within it is lying.
yeah, like we're not defending anybody, and I want everybody to know and understand that. Just the ultimate goal at the end of the day is to find Rebecca and her baby. Okay? And
So how do you think, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but how do you think bringing the last person known to see her into a Q&A, how do you think that that's going to help us find Becca?
Because
Serious.
because if you let people talk and they keep talking, they tell on themselves. You
You
just have
wouldn't
to be
though. You
willing
guys
to
stop. You
listen.
hey,
wouldn't. All
hey,
the people who
hey,
had valid questions for her
I'm
that
gonna
could
have
have
to
got her to
ask,
say something, you
hey,
muted them.
I'm gonna have to ask you to be respectful up here. We're not raising our voices at you. You don't need to be doing it to us.
I'm definitely not raising my voice.
Let's just clear the air. There was no check.
And she admitted to that yesterday.
Yes, but she didn't admit to why. Why did she circulate a fake check? Why? Her only response is none. Yeah. Come on now. That is a motive. You're not going to circulate a fake check.
No,
Excuse me.
no, because she even said in this live the reasoning why.
I
Because I
have
was here for five hours straight, and I even heard it.
Okay, what was her reasoning then? Because I didn't hear it.
Oh, anyways, the reasoning was so that Rebecca would know that there was money waiting for her, allegedly, supposedly from Courtney's mouth. That is just what she said.
Right now, all we do
again.
know is that there was
So
$2,000.
let's another serious question. If you want someone to know that you have a large amount of money for them, are you going to send them a fake check?
Like I said, we're not defending anybody here. And everybody thinks we are, and no. But we need to look at the facts of the case, not speculation, not theories, facts.
It's not speculation.
Has it been confirmed by law enforcement?
Nothing has been confirmed by law enforcement.
Okay, then, unless there are things confirmed by law enforcement, then we can't go off of it.
If she says it out of her own mouth, yes, we can.
Do you have a loved one missing? Do you know how this works? It doesn't go off speculation. It goes off of evidence, proof, facts.
There is nothing blanketed about this case, first of all. So saying how this works is not even ideal.
I know how it works because my own mother is missing. Nice try.
Was your mother last seen with her biological mother?
That has nothing to do with the Rebecca case.
Exactly. That's got nothing to
Well,
do
that's
with.
exactly my
Hey
point. You're trying to
Heather.
compare it, and it's completely
Hey
different.
Heather. Hey
Every
Heather.
missing person case is different.
Hey Heather. So there is another platform that you can go to if you want to sit there and be argumentative.
I was told I was requested here. I'm not being argumentative at
It's
all.
okay,
You're
but
comparing a and no
Devin,
missing person case is the same. You can't say that.
that's not what she's saying.
Never come out of my mouth. No.
You said you know the process because you have a missing person.
With how law enforcement handles a missing person case, yes.
In Michigan? You have a missing relative in Michigan.
Oh my God.
You do know that states handle
Please,
everything's different,
please.
right?
Okay, I'm doing
I
this.
just want you to be aware that state by state jurisdiction is different.
We
Heather,
do
Heather,
understand that.
Heather, we're here to talk about Becca, not attack Devin. Please stop. Like, we can talk about Becca,
I don't think I'm attacking anyone. I think I'm having a very
but,
valid conversation.
I think
well,
it
it's
sounds very
just,
condescending, and that's why I jumped up here because there is absolutely no reason for it. I'm going to say that right now, coming from just an outsider looking in and part of the Devin and the missing team. That
Devin's
is
the one that brought it
completely,
up, so
that
I
is,
responded to her. It's
that
not being
is,
argumentative, it's having a conversation.
okay. You know what? I don't think that Devin deserves that. So
Well,
did
and
you
I
guys
don't think
need
that I
Heather for
deserve
something?
to be told that I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't have a missing person.
No one's saying that. All they're
That is what
saying,
she said.
again, stop and let people talk.
I believe we're conversing.
No, we're not.
I'm
No,
responding
we're
to you.
not.
That's a conversation.
You can't respond whenever you're interrupting. So again, all she was trying to say was that when it comes to a missing person, we go over the details that we know from law enforcement. That's what we're trying to just do in this live. That is what she is trying to do in this live is go over only the things that law enforcement has confirmed. We're not trying to speculate. It got completely out of hand yesterday because of the speculation. So we're not here to ask questions and sit here and have everyone be grilled. It's as simple as that.
Can I jump in? I, d- I don't understand why you guys are all coming at her so hard because to me, when you have a case or a missing person or any kind of situation like this, in the, you know, not a lot of facts are coming out right away. And so you guys basically last night were just like, all you can do is pass out flyers. She's missing. And if nobody's able to discuss theories and not necessarily speculation, but just discuss what's going on and what stories have been told and, just talk about it. You're supposed to be able to put pieces together. And that's how, theories and or motives and possibilities come to light. And
Right.
especially if the mom is already contradicting herself, that's not anyone attacking or blaming or pointing the finger when it's legit questions like that, If it's asking the mom a question of something she has already said herself or done, not everybody has bad intentions when you're asking legit questions.
Thank you.
Not
Right.
everybody does. I mean, I'm sure don't get me wrong, I know there's people out there that purposely spread the false information or believe every single thing they hear. But there are people like myself, and it kind of sounds like Heather, that are genuinely asking questions without accusing, because both can be done
Well,
at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
I,
Especially if it's something the mom has already put out there.
Right. But
I
they were a
mean,
little
we
they
understand.
they were just getting a little out of hand
And
as
I,
people are
Yeah.
someone's trying to answer
And
them. That's all it was. And to me, in my opinion, again, I am part of the Devon and the missing team. I don't stand for that, especially when she had already said, we're just kind of going over the flyer. We're kind of doing it that way. It's just it was
but
very
when certain
unexpected.
and I
It went
wasn't,
questions,
sideways, and we're just trying to keep it at a steady pace to where it's not going that way. So that way there isn't a bunch of hate mail that's going around to everybody, because that is ultimately what is happening.
no, and I get it.
Um,
I wasn't there for the whole live. I just seen, the end of it. But it did seem to me that even the people there were so many people asking stuff really nicely, like, hey, I'm literally just wondering why this was said or done.
and I
So,
agree.
I mean,
I do agree with you.
and not this live, specifically today or last night, because like I said, I wasn't here for all of them, but just in general, that's why there's discussion groups, and I know
and
it
I
can
mean,
get out of hand
ultimately,
and stuff, but I
we're not
truly believe
saying.
you have to talk and put pieces together, especially when people are sketchy.
But I
Right.
mean, ultimately, we're not saying people can't have their own opinion, but the fact of the matter is we have to just talk about the facts that have been confirmed by law enforcement. Yes, I do understand they haven't shared a lot, and the main reason for that is because it is an open and active investigation.
No, and I think and I can't keep saying everybody because I know there's bad ones, that are just there for drama,
Like
but I think a lot of people understand
if
that.
she's confirmed certain things, then she's confirmed certain things. But um, there, in my honest opinion, there's no reason Rebecca's case should have turned into what it is.
I think last night my biggest issue that I kept seeing in the live when I did catch the end of it was how everybody kept saying past was irrelevant, who this person is irrelevant, what they did is irrelevant. But that's like very much could be relevant information. Sure,
Yes,
later on when
it
everything,
could be.
when she's
But
found
the
it
thing
it might
is,
not matter. But
it
people
could be.
being who they are, I mean, you shouldn't always be judged for everything, but that stuff's relevant in a missing person case.
Okay, I don't mean to interrupt anyone, but I do have another question, and if anyone can answer it, I'd appreciate it. We keep talking about in this type of missing person case, but there is not an official missing person flyer or an official missing person ID. And Courtney has repeatedly said left on her own free will. So is this actually an active missing person investigation?
Yes,
Yes, it is.
it's all over the news.
It's not all over the news, no. And the missing person flyers I created.
If you look
Both of the missing person flyers that are going around, I created both of those.
my flyer, no. And our
I'm not referring to this platform. I'm referring to Facebook.
and ultimately, I do want to add that if you go to Google and you type in Rebecca K. Park missing,
I know the
multiple
AI does respond. Yes, it does.
no, multiple news stations have put out videos.
9 and 10 News is the only one that has done.
No.
No.
What other news media?
Up North Live, it's been showing in Canada and other
Up
places.
North Live is not an actual
You need to do
news
your research.
station. They're just platforms. They're news platforms. They're not actual news stations.
Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna put my 2 cents in that 7 and 4 is a news channel. You can even do your research. It is owned. They have put out posts about Rebecca. 9 and 10 has done their research. They put out a post about Rebecca. So how can you say that 7 and 4 did not do their research?
I only responded to Up North Live. Nobody said anything about 7 and 4. This is the first time I've heard about that.
Up North Live is part of 7 and 4.
Part of 7 and 4. Okay. I'll have to research that.
And people are commenting down below that they're in places like Pittsburgh and that they have seen it on the news. It has been shared. And it's a ongoing working progress because, again, it's not like we had someone missing every day. It's something that everyone is learning from and learning the processes of it and how we can help and what we can do and how we can get our face out there more. It's learning. It's not a common occurrence.
Well, I guess thanks for letting me talk, but I'm gonna leave because this is like the most awkward live I've ever been in that's supposed to be question and answers, or not even that, but like discussion and bringing awareness and stuff like that, because it just feels like a dead end when you're just saying like, yes, we all know she's missing, so let's just only continue just to tell people she's missing. That just seems very taking steps back, because there has to be discussion and there has to be people talking about things and trying to figure stuff out. So
There has to be discussion, especially when the last person known to see her is doing Q&As on TikTok
and is
for
lying about
hours.
everything.
That
Right,
part,
right.
changing her story over and over and over again.
I agree with you guys 100%, and I appreciate you, Becky, and Heather as well. I'm definitely hearing what you guys say, because it's why I don't want to be a mod on here. But again, I'm with the Devin and Missing team, and we do it that way. When we're involved in lives, we try to keep it as, drama, as least drama as possible. And it's just one of those things that once questions get started, people start getting frustrated, they start getting heated, and then it turns into just a battle that
Yeah,
we honestly don't want and we don't deserve, but that's all it is. I will say when Courtney is in here, I will not be, because I
I
just it's a lot when she's in here.
I'll get muted if she's in here. I already know that.
Yeah. Like, I have no opinion. I have so many different questions and obviously no answers. So I just, I come from a life like they do, small town, rugs and all of that. I can understand a lot of what I've
I
been hearing, and it's just, it's sad because there's so much that could have happened and so much we don't know.
I will admit this story is hard to get out because that it's surrounded by rugs, while trying hard not to talk about that side of it.
Right.
And since we're bringing up that part, I just want to also highlight the fact that Courtney specifically said yesterday she backed out of her driveway. She was parked on the side of the road, and that's when the supposed unmarked black, whatever type of vehicle it was, pulled up. Becca got out of it and got into that car. I don't know about you guys, but most people that do transactions, they will park on the side of the road, even if it is in front of their own house, to avoid the detection of their residence.
Yeah, there's definitely so many different things that could have happened. So many different things that people do when they're doing things like that, shady stuff, but
It really stuck out to me that she said that they were parked on the side of the road in front of her house, because I've been around certain people enough to know that when you're doing something like that, you're trying to make it look like you don't live where you're doing the transaction at.
It's just what we want to stick to is that we want to find Rebecca. It's not the fact that we're all giving different opinions and lies, and we're just trying to stick to the facts what the authority knows.
and I'm sorry, but Justin Stewart, the other live might have 500 people that are actually discussing the case, but the other live, do they have 500 people that are out there actually searching? Because those 500 people could be searching. Those 500 people could be printing flyers. We do that. That's what our team does, is we send flyers. We do stuff like that. We don't just sit here on social media. So the fact that you would bring that up is a little disgusting.
Also, Amy, just to piggyback off that, there is another search. They met at 10:30 this morning. It was organized by Becca Chase, someone who reached out to me. They are out there now.
Oh, that's amazing.
If anyone wants to go.
Justin, I have been out searching. Again, I had to come back to Florida for a few days. So people have been helping, but we also have to continue to make sure that we keep our houses, our lights on, our kids fed. At the same time, there's still life happening around us.
Yeah, and as advocates for me and Devin, we are in different states. I am nowhere near the area, but I will definitely help out with anything that we can. And that's what we do. And that's why we're here, not to sit here and argue, not to sit here and speculate and sit here and try to nitpick everything, because ultimately what that can do is harm the case. And that's part of it, is a lot of this stuff being shared can harm the case. And ultimately what can happen after that is the people who are hosting this live can get sued. So there's a lot that shouldn't be said, and there's a lot that has been said, and we are just trying to keep it clean and actually talk about Rebecca, and maybe talk about the person she was, and talk about everything like since she was, and talk about everything like that, instead of just sitting here going back and forth with something that we cannot do, because none of us are investigators. We are all just advocates trying to get her name out of here. Or not out of here, but out there.
No, that was not me, Justin, actually. That was Mel. And I wasn't even in a box when that happened. I still don't fully know who he is. Sorry, not sorry.
The thing is that I was out searching for my friend Rebecca. I have two different other jobs. I have to keep my 3-year-old fed. I have to keep clothes on her back. I have to do pretty much anything. I am a single father. If
I think
anybody could,
badgering people on whether or not they went to search is not the direction to go either, because
Right.
yeah, yeah, let's not go there, because we're all doing what we can where we can, period.
Exactly. There's so many different advocates, so many different people from all over the United States that is just trying to get her name out there.
Whether you're doing it, no, I don't agree with. Never mind. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But no matter what you're doing, whether it's spreading awareness via social media or physically out there doing what you can, it helps in every way. But just what me and Amy are saying, from the aspect of Devin and the missing and this live, we're gonna talk about straight facts. Yeah, I understand that a lot of things were said in yesterday's live, but it's nothing we can talk about nor confirm. Yes, we heard it ourselves, but unless law enforcement confirms that information, we will physically not talk about it, if that makes sense. Because ultimately, yes, by talking about that kind of stuff, especially on a live, you're looking at defamation, you're looking at a whole bunch of different stuff.
I mean, we were all witness to exactly what she was saying. It was her
I
own
said,
testimony.
I
Right.
said, we all sat there and listened. Yes. And law enforcement, I'm sure, is seeing a lot of what is going on social media as well. But that means that the public needs to take a step back and allow law enforcement to do their job.
listen,
Because ultimately, at
it,
the end of the day,
it,
we can't make any arrests here.
it doesn't matter if rug is or was used. We don't know that. The only people that do know that is the people.
Very true. Very true. That's all speculative. I do know that one thing that I've also been pushing for is accountability from law enforcement, transparency.
Well, unfortunately, if we keep pushing their buttons, they're going to care less. Because it's just going to be, oh, they're harassing us, and now we're just going to slap a piece of paper on you and take you to court and give you a fine instead of getting the reaction that we're all hoping for. And it's, here she is, she's alive, she's okay, here's the baby.
Kiki, if that's how easy it was, trust me, a lot more people's families would not be missing.
You know what? I'm gonna put my 2 cents into Kiki. You know what? The fact that I've been friends with Rebecca for the last year that I've known her, I've tried helping her get off the road.
Don't justify it, and all you're doing is just confirming what they want to hear, and that's that she was using anything. So
Yeah.
don't do that. All you're doing is putting yourself in a position you don't want.
Yeah, I wouldn't even speak about it, acknowledge it, nothing.
Okay, thank you.
Not trying to be mean, but like I just watched it too much yesterday, and I hear all the lives, and just don't.
Heard. Thank you. Because, like I said, we're all learning, so.
Yeah, and I come from a very corporate background and a lot of, experience with victims advocacy. So I'm just mind your P's and Q's when it comes to these questions. Everybody's going to say something. They're going to continue because they want to rile. They want to get a rouse out of everybody because that's how you get people in here. It's unfortunate, but that's what they want. They don't want to hear we put 250 flyers up. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear, well, what was the drama? What was the negative? What was the negative? No one wants to hear the positive. Like, that girl Becca said, like, If we're just going to sit here and share her little bit of information that we do know, why is she here?
Hi, Aunt Anna.
So just one of those things. I'm just like, let's keep it to a minimum. So that way there's less that can go around.
Happy to see you, Munchie, and thank you for all the stuff that you taught us and how to share, what not to share, and how to speak and handle this. Thank you for giving tips to share with everyone on how to handle their mental health through this. And I see you in the chats arguing. I'm sorry that it's that way for you.
Munchie's a trooper.
I
Justin,
just
I'm
don't.
going to have to ask you to be respectful or I'm going to boot you myself. Thank you.
It's just, why can't we all just stop the arguing and just ask the real questions? I mean, I get it that
Like,
some people think that Courtney did it, or some people think that Rich is involved, or whatever. It's just, we're not just finding Rebecca. We're just sitting here arguing day in and day out about it.
I just know that you guys are trying to do everything you guys can, as are a lot of people, and it's the nature of the beast, unfortunately, with this with missing persons, and then especially when you have a young, pregnant mom that goes missing, especially with a lot of what we have seen recently in some other cases, and it's just it's these advocates get really involved, and not all of them are there for the reasons that some are, and most are.
that's been very noticeable too.
Yeah, it is, and it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
All I do ask, since I am the host and I have made Devin and the missing a moderate, is that please be respectful of my live. We're not here to argue or fight over who's right and who's wrong. This is all getting out of hand.
And if I'm being honest, it's because of a lot of what's been posted.
Uh, Caitlin Lip Filler, there's no need to be mean to Munchie. There's no reason for anybody to be mean, okay? We're not here to argue or fight or name call.
If you guys want to go pick on somebody, man, go do it somewhere else. Like, just seriously, it's as simple as that. Like, we're not in high school, we're not
You know
kids.
what? At the end of the day, more people comment, more people are in here, more people on notice. It spreads your picture around. I'm not going to read it.
Well, I can tell you guys that today is the day that this baby was supposed to have been born. So I pray that because it was a boy, right? Supposed to be a
A
Yes.
boy.
boy.
Yep.
Yeah. I pray that he and
Richard
her, of
Scott
course,
Lee's
are
name.
okay.
But the thing that doesn't make sense to me is that what I was told, uh, not only by Kimberly and by Richie himself, is that uh, well, one, Rich said in his own statement that him and Rebecca were having a fling with other people. And then the other person that I know is that she told me is that Rich loves to force people to do what they don't want to do.
Would you be willing to give people a chance to ask Rich question, even for a little bit?
I mean, I don't care. I just don't want people, coming in here and then thinking that they can just take over the live. And then, I made Devin and the Missing a moderate for a reason, and I've made Munchie and my monster moderate as well. I mean, I just don't want people arguing. That's all.
He's he's not gonna argue on here. If he does, you can boot him, of course, but maybe asking some questions might help. Because again, you have to have both sides. You can't believe anyone in this. Nobody
Right.
is innocent in this.
Right.
And like what I
Where
was
are the
saying
searches
yesterday,
take? Where are
remember
the searches
details.
taking place near Courtney's house? Um, they are taking place in the woods, and then today at like 10:30, which is now 11:02, they have a another search party going out from the Myers parking lot.
And I believe there's going to be another one tomorrow and then more dates to come.
So, I mean, if Rich is watching this, and I mean, if anybody would like to come up on the panel, um, what I am gonna ask is Devin and the Missing to make sure that this live does not get out of hand today, because yesterday it was completely out of hand and out of contact.
Sounds good.
So if anybody would like to come up on the panel, you're more welcome to.
And Devin, I just seen your foot.
You like my foot?
Let me see them toenails, girl.
Oh no, they haven't been painted in months, man.
I'm gonna bring him in the same way I brought Courtney in yesterday. Hold on one second.
What up, misbehaving?
We're trying to be calm. It's a calm before the storm.
That is very true.
Don't worry, it's in my air too. Like all my birds are chirping. There's no wind. That means that storm's coming.
That is very true.
Mhm.
So if anybody, like I said, for the new people that are just coming in, we're talking about the Rebecca case. Okay, Sammy, that's not what we're here for. I understand that you're not blocked today, but we're all just trying to stay calm. Yesterday was just out of hand, out of contact. Okay.
Just to piggyback, Sammy, I was also muted yesterday, but here I am on the panel. So it's a new day.
So again, if anybody is
Um,
wanting to
Rich,
come onto the panel, you're more welcome to.
Rich is out doing what he should be right now. So
Cool, cool, cool. I mean, the only reason why I'm not out today searching for her is because at 4:30, 5 o'clock, I gotta go to work. I work one that's up in Traverse City for construction, and then I work down in Saginaw. So
well, we all know that I left for Florida Saturday, but I'll be back again.
And if I could pack up and drive out there, I would.
You can drive
But
with
I'm
me.
I'm
No,
probably
that's
like
okay.
28 hours away.
I am 31 hours away, and I still packed up, but I'm family too as well. I packed up the very second I found out.
this is just an allegation. And I do know some people that are from the area. Is that I heard there was some people that were on the water looking. I don't know if that was just a
I
truthful report.
requested for a few of my people to. There's a lake, and I provided directions to it.
Last Thursday or Friday, we did do a search out at Day Off. I'm not sure why we went to Day Off. but there was nothing followed up or found really with it.
The body of water I'm referring to, I believe the only way you can get to it is, I believe it was 26 mile. And it was way back, closer to 115.
Which would make more sense. I don't mean to be offensive by that. All help is good help. But there's lots of bodies of water in that area, even nasty swamps.
I mean, what I do know is that what was told to me is that the sheriff's county said that there was somebody that was out on the lake, and he's, I guess, a part of the public. He's not really like a sheriff's county officer, but I guess he has something that could help us look in the Cadillac Lake as well. For the new people that are just joining in, please subscribe, please heart the screen.
Hmm.
All right, guys, I'm probably gonna check out for a minute. Just a little bit emotional right now, and I've got to work today, so I might come back in. But everyone have a good day. Try to.
Thank you. It would be nice if they got, well, they do. They did have drones going out as well.
Did have some drones out there. There's live drone footage.
As of right now, there is not any new information on the Rebecca case. Not that I was aware of, but that could, um, I'm answering your question, Paddles, or I'm sorry, I can't really pronounce their name. I do know that they have somebody that's um searching the campground. They're also searching where Rebecca and Kimberly's favorite spots are. I do know that Devin and the Missing, she does have a flyer up on her screen. What's your questions? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, Chad GPT joined. Well, welcome in.
So, like I said before, Devin and the Missing does have the Rebecca post up on her screen. That I don't know. That would be a question for Kimberly and Courtney. And I'm pretty sure Courtney and Kimberly are on here. I don't know.
Wait, what? Rich's relationship in another life talking. What do you mean?
Oh. I could actually tell you. So Rich is Rebecca's baby daddy, but on top of that, he is also Courtney's ex. Oh, Wexford just joined.
What'd you say?
A username just said Wexford County. They just joined. So there could be either a state officer or a city
Don't
police
talk
or a
about it.
sheriff's
Don't
county
talk about
looking.
it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. If they do come in, don't say nothing, okay?
Alright.
Just go keep running your life as if you don't notice. Um yeah, a lot of family members are coming forward. Lots of friends are coming forward. Because we need to, like I keep saying, guys, we need to allow law enforcement to do their investigation, which means watching these lives. Law enforcement's job is to look into everything and anything that they possibly can. Yes, absolutely. Hi, it's me.
So does anybody else have any questions? Maybe for Devin and the missing or anybody at this point. And whoever would like to come up on the panel is more welcome to. It would really help. I did not, actually. Because there's just too much heated emotions, Amber.
It's just not gonna happen on my end. Sorry, not sorry, but there was no reason for Steph to expose trauma from my past and call it as something actively happening now. I will be honest, that sent me in a whole manic episode. I'm not doing it. No, I don't need it to be about me. I'm just not doing it. I'm not going over there.
And I want to just add that that is her right.
I'm not exactly too sure what the population is here in the Wexford area, but I do know it is a small town. Everybody knows somebody. I mean, I'm pretty sure my aunt Laura and her husband are watching this. Yeah.
Well, several family members of mine are watching this one too.
Hello, Kara.
Don't know. Not my business.
That I wouldn't know unless that Courtney asked that question. She's country, and I'm pretty sure Courtney is watching this. No, Ashley, it's not because we're trying to avoid something. It's because there's just too much heated emotions. And we're just trying to not get into any more heated arguments with anybody. We're just trying to come down with who was the last one to see Rebecca. Where is Rebecca? We got search parties going out. We're just trying to stick to what law enforcement knows.
Not even what law enforcement knows, just what's public information. Because nobody except for Becca's adoptive parents know any information, and nobody's going to, and it needs to stay that way. Look at how wild it is already.
That's why we're asking for everybody in this live alone to stick to straight facts.
And if that's not what you're interested in or how you see it, then you can go and to the other live that you guys keep speaking of and enjoy what you're feeding your mind there. That's okay. Nobody's stopping anybody from doing anything. Nobody's asking anybody to choose something over the other or anything like that. If that's your
Um,
thing, do it.
my relationship to Rebecca is that I'm her friend, and so, well, okay, I can't really uh speak for Truth Moose here, but she's also her cousin and Rich's cousin.
Yeah, I'm not here to gain anything. Sorry, not sorry. I'll set my account to private again if I need to.
Yeah, and nobody is asking for people to call law enforcement.
They can. If they
Need
feel like
to
they have
allow
something,
law enforcement to do their job because they can't do their job if people keep bombarding them with phone calls.
that's true.
Because, yes, they are getting hundreds of phone calls a day, and that's not what everybody understands. Nobody is giving law enforcement even the time or the space to do their investigation.
Oh, well, Booger Butt, I have been out looking. Unfortunately, as soon as I found out, I got in my car, I went up north. Saturday, I had to come back to my home in Florida, and I will be back that way Tuesday. Not this Tuesday, next Tuesday, because unfortunately, life still has to go on around me. I still have to support my own.
Look, I I understand. I'm getting a lot of hate comments from you guys, but you know what?
Hate comments, spread the word. Just don't give them attention or affection. That's what they're looking for.
Oh, I know.
Because we're people be people in and drama is interesting, but we're not here for the drama, and that's what's going to make people be like, oh, this is lame. That's their prerogative. People be people in all day, every day. And that's what we have learned from these actual real life advocates, and to keep ourselves calm.
Courtney, Kimberly, if you are in here, why don't you come up on the panel? I mean, there's a lot of people that would like questions.
I have a couple, and I promise you they're calm as always. Yes, I have been out searching, Sarah. I have. Nobody called it hate. Well, hate comments are ones like weirdos that like to try to go into different lives. They don't know what's going on in lives and like blah 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 and do things. Out on 21 and a half mile road, through the two tracks, everything. Out at certain bodies of water, out behind families' houses. I'm not giving details to those houses because my children is one of those homes.
Anna Failer. Cool, you're in here.
Hiya, Anna.
No, there's lots of search parties that are going out.
Booger butt, please, I've had enough. Thank you. I don't know why Courtney isn't. I've stayed neutral because, in my opinion, and I'll say it again and I'll say it over and over, somebody is lying. Somebody knows something and nobody's opening their mouth. And if you let people talk, then they will just let it out.
Nobody is saying that Steph's live is like a bunch of hate. We're just saying that there's just too much heated emotions. And you know, us as that, I'm not gonna ask or answer. That is none of your concern.
Allie, I'm not interested in going in Steph's live. I'm just not.
This is about finding Rebecca.
I understand that she has a lot of loyal followers, had them for years. You enjoy that. That's fine. That's your thing. But that's not what I'm here to help with today or right now. It's a whole lot over there. She exposed something that ain't part of this about me. I am not interested. And no, it wasn't that I did anything bad. Somebody did something bad to me, and there was no right to force me to relive it. Thank you.
I, I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction that you're looking for.
What I don't understand is if you guys so highly and so blatantly are out trying to help us figure out what's going on, create a timeline, help us find more places to search, help us find more information, help us to get people talking. Why is the obsession about going and helping a creator grow?
It's because my daughter is here. That's why I'm not out searching. I'm the only one here. But I don't really have to explain myself of why I'm not out searching.
I just want to add that even though they have a missing loved one, that does not mean that life just automatically stops. highly doubt the detective on Rebecca's case is in a box.
They would not do that. They can't even do that.
So,
All I have to say is everyone's their own advocate. Listen to what you feed your eyes, your mind, and your ears. And you choose in what you feed yourself. So here's advice I give my children every day. Do you want to feed yourself that? Do you want to feed yourself this? Do you want to feed yourself there? Be mindful of what you're doing. Be your best own advocate and do your own research.
What was your question? I'm sorry, I didn't even see it.
Hmm. 30 minutes away. Heather, I haven't exposed where I'm at in Florida, honey. Do you mean the 30 hours away? And Gianna, what was your question? And Allie Ray, I can understand your opinion, but if that is your opinion and what you're choosing to do, then go ahead and happily go over there. We didn't ask anybody to come in. Thank you. Exactly that, Tyler. But it's okay. It's all right.
thank you.
So, any other questions that somebody can answer? I mean, I'm pretty sure Courtney and Kimberly will be on later on, and then you guys can ask whatever it is that you want to ask to Courtney and to Kimberly. But what I'm gonna ask, as respectfully as another human being, please be respectful. Please just don't sit here and judge what you think that you know or what is the truth facts.
Oh, you're okay. I was just curious. I was like, I didn't tell you where I am. And with all this coming out and everybody like researching everyone, I'm like, how? I don't tell anybody where I'm located. That's why I said what I said if Becca is out, because she knows that there is a safe haven for her to escape to.
I mean, we're just sitting here quietly, just waiting for somebody to answer questions.
Oh, that's cool. Where'd you work in Cadillac?
Isn't Checkers down in Mount Pleasant? Or somewhere around downstate?
There isn't a Checkers in Cadillac. Or is that what Hot Now turned into for a while?
I mean, does anybody want to know or ask any questions about Rebecca? I mean, I'm pretty sure people have got lots of questions.
I like Checkers though. Dirty, gross food, yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't even see your comment. What question did you ask? Hello?
Are. I do have a question.
What's the
We
question?
just heard that Caveman he has a place that was raided maybe last month.
Now I know who you're
And,
talking about. Yes, he did have it on 30 and a half
okay,
road.
okay, so it was raided last month. From what I understand, Rebecca and Rich were there at the time that it was raided.
Yes.
Okay, so if that was true, could it be possible that Rebecca is in protective custody because she's quote unquote snitching?
That could be possible, yes.
Okay, because with that being said, law enforcement will not even get involved really. They won't go above and beyond because they already know that she's in protective custody.
One second.
But I also have another question that I really wanted to ask, and this can be controversial and anybody can take it whatever way they want, but it's a serious question. I want to know, and if Courtney is watching, this question is definitely for Courtney. I want to know why on Cadillac Informed, want to say it was back in October or July, excuse me, July, that she made a post that she was looking for a bigger place because she was going to be getting custody of her grandson soon.
That is false information. The adopted parents have custody of the two kids.
I'm gonna say it's not false information because I have an actual picture of the post. So it can't be false
Actually,
information.
I asked Courtney the same question, and it was about a different grandchild from a different daughter, is what
What
she had
different
said to
daughter?
me. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
I'm trying not to
therefore,
expose who
no,
I
no,
am,
no, I'm
Heather, but I
not trying
promise you
to,
I
I'm
am not on
not,
Courtney's
I
side.
know. Listen, I know. And I'm not thinking that you are, and I'm not trying to get mad at you guys, but that,
No, I'm not
what
mad. I'm
different
just letting you go
daughter?
pee.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that shows and paints a very scary picture. Very scary picture. And I think that that's what everybody's trying to say. Nobody's trying to definitively say that she did, but it paints a very scary picture. The woman is out there saying that she had a baby, that she needed a bigger place because she was getting her grandchild. She had all these false things that now she's saying is not true. They were all just made up lies. But why? And why?
Lulu,
You know? Well, that's why that's why I want to say to you, trust in God, I think that you need to stop trying to defend and listen just a little bit more, because I think at some points you try to defend a little bit, and I get it, because nobody wants to hear anything like that. Nobody ever wants to think that or hear that. But the bottom line is it could be true.
Well, yesterday just got out of hand, and the thing is that I have my kid here. I'm a single dad. I mean, I wasn't really paying
Respect.
attention.
Well, then therefore you shouldn't have been getting upset and blocking people and kicking people off if you weren't paying attention. Because the questions that were being asked were very serious questions. These were important to relive and rehash these questions over and over and over and over and over. Because then it paints a timeline. Is she staying consistent? Is she inconsistent? Which she's been inconsistent every single time. I'm sorry, she hasn't been consistent. Okay.
I mean, I get where you guys are coming from. I mean, the changing of the vehicle is kind of strange to me. So,
And I didn't get to see the questions that were asked to Rich, to the person in the comments. I actually missed that entire live. So I didn't even get to see the live with Rich in it. So as far as anything goes with Rich, I haven't been able to see anything with him. I'm only going by
Email because it's a constant, not broken recording.
got you. I will be more than happy to send you my email. And again, I am just a very neutral person. I care about the well-being of this girl and her baby. Do I know her? No. Do I know her? No. But just like the other Heather said, we're only 30 minutes from there. So if I haven't seen her directly, I know probably 30 to 40 people that have. You know, so it's, this is a very, and I'm a mother and I'm a grandmother, and I would definitely be terrified. If it were me, I would spend every waking moment everywhere. And
I mean, like I said before, the description of the clothes were kind of iffy. I mean, Courtney does have the habit of changing stories. So,
exactly. So that's why you have to understand why certain people were getting so, we'll say, heated or upset, is because there's been so many inconsistent. And I understand where Devin, whatever her name is trying to say, but I also think that you're not helping the situation by trying to tell people to ignore or whatever else, because you should not ignore anything. Every detail matters. Every son was murdered 3 years ago, and we still haven't even caught the people that murdered him. Okay. And they have video proof, just so you know. Okay. And that may get me kicked off here. I probably shouldn't even have said that. I'm not used to being up here and having to code word things. Okay. So I'll try
no,
my
no, you're
hardest to not,
don't apologize.
but I do know for a fact that you have to advocate for yourself. Okay. And you have to advocate for the people that you love. And if the mother and the sister are not out there advocating to the fullest extent, I would be concerned.
Uh, I mean, you are right on that. I mean, if Courtney and Kimberly are on here, those are like you could ask that to them, but I mean, with the fact that they're not on, I mean, it's kind of hard to ask that. So, this Waxard person is okay. My question to Wexford, Michigan. I really don't know who you are. I mean, it could be possible that what I was saying earlier was right, but I'm not 100%. No, you're right. Somebody does need to start telling the truth. To answer that possibility that she might, it all depends on what she's got going on. Well, I'm going to answer that question for Trust because she's working right now.
Your trust, I'm truth. He's asking you because I didn't question Rich. I wasn't in a box that day. You were.
Exactly.
He's asking what he's saying. Why didn't you allow others to question Courtney the way that you were able and capable of questioning Richard?
Because yesterday got out of hand. That's why it, like I said, I'm not going to lie. People were starting to get angry. I started getting ticked off. And, that's why I'm back on here. That's why I'm back on here explaining my actions. I'm not scared. Waxford. Welcome in, all the new viewers. Hit that heart button, subscribe, share the live. If you're not following Devin and the Missing, go subscribe to her. Any other questions? Because my past doesn't have to do with anything with Kimmy.
Okay with answering a couple questions about that as long as it's retaining to what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the rumors is that you arrived with Kimmy at the hospital when Becca went into early labor that wasn't active. Is that true?
She thought that she was going into labor, and yes, I was with Kimmy when we dropped off. Maybe once a day, maybe twice, but when I went to the hospital with her, that's when me and her started hanging out and doing newspaper routes. But then since then, she's been kind of like I wouldn't say hiding, but at the same time she kind of is. She's trying to, ban.
And when you went with them to take Rich and Becca to the hospital, was there anything weird going on between them? Was there any arguing? Was there any hyperactivity or anything that was odd that didn't pertain to the pregnancy?
Um,
Then is it true that Courtney was texting you and Kimmy, telling you guys not to let her get in any other vehicle until she arrived?
to answer that question,
Trying to fill in the holes between Sunday and Monday.
Tyler, it's because I have color issues. Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta practice a little discernment in it.
Um, to answer that question, they showed up right after me and Kimmy showed up. Counter with Becca. Me and her were sitting outside of the camper.
On 30,
I'm sorry?
was that on 30 and a half?
That was, yes.
Is there anything you can share? Like, was Becca doing okay? Because Becca's a social person. Was she concerned? Was she saying anything about anybody seeming a little off to her or anything?
Um, I mean, she was on her phone constantly. I mean, she wouldn't really make eye contact. Eye contact.
That's something she got on to me about. Look at me, not the ground. Courtney did state that Brad showed up with her wheelchair at the hospital on Sunday because hospital wheelchairs are very uncomfortable for her. She did answer that question yesterday. Do we know that as a fact? No, it's hard to know that as a fact. But that is what her answer to that question was yesterday. Thank you, Trust, for answering those.
Yes, I was there, but I left as soon as they showed up because, like I said, I'm a single dad. I don't have anybody to watch my kid. Courtney, I do know that you are in here. Why don't you come up in the box? Know who that is? Because I do know that's not Kimmy.
Can you recall anything from the moment that you left the hospital in the car with Kimmy, or even if her actions were indifferent?
I do know that Kimmy was quite upset when we left. Kimmy was very upset with the fact that she was very tired. Um, she didn't really want to be at the hospital with Rebecca, and but the thing is that what she but the thing is that what she told me in the car is that she didn't want to leave. She wanted to stay, but she was getting really tired. But she stayed mutual with Rich only because only because Rebecca was there with him.
So, is it possible her change in attitude with Rich is just simply that Becca is missing and then Courtney's her mother and that it's not based off of things that are truly happening?
And yes, her attitude changed when Rebecca went missing.
Knowing that you and I both know what 30 and a half Road and what's going on there, do you think that anyone out there has anything to do with this?
That is very hard to say because I've only known Scotty.
There's still people out there?
I am well aware, yes.
Are you aware what happened on the 15th?
I am, yes.
Do you believe that that's somewhere we should be searching as well?
To my honest opinion, yes. I 100% believe that's where we should be looking.
Me too. Sorry, I'm being careful for all of our own safety because both of us know what happens out there.
Yeah.
But all of those questions that I have for you all lead up to why people are so frustrated with you not being willing to confirm your relationship with Kimmy. But they're thinking of past tense. It's more like they're curious as to what the relationship is now.
Yeah.
And everyone is so emotional and heated, even ones that aren't. And everyone is so emotional and heated, even ones that aren't involved, because this is terrifying. At the end of the day, what if it was your cousin, your sister, your mom, your wife, and you know that somebody is just not willing to tell the truth?
Was this an issue previously? Why would somebody wait until now before to do things?
No, but sorry, I'll let you.
No, go ahead.
It's not that anybody is waiting. It's the fact that going out there can be a safety issue for anyone. And something went down, it was on the 15th, and if you don't remember, the 15th is a Saturday, and it was at night, and I went out there, or no, I didn't go out there. I left Michigan Saturday morning. I did drive by there every day since the day she was missing, up and down the road. Saw a guy wearing a black shirt, blue jeans, and white shoes walking out of one of the campers, walking up to Richie's old truck, turning around, walking back into the camper. It looked like he might have been doing laundry outside, camping style.
Wait until now to do something.
Nobody's waited. It's just that if any of us get in legal trouble, how does that help find Becca?
To answer that question, there is a no trespassing sign. They also have a gun range out there as well.
Yes.
Or I should be saying a pew pew range out there because this is a platform that I shouldn't be saying.
But the land right behind Champucci's out there is owned by a farmer. I'm sure they don't want to be disturbing their animals, disturbing their crops. But That part is what I'm wondering too. Treborvoli. There is nothing but state land throughout that. There is a 2-track out there that leads through all kinds of swamps and things, and many people that are Mantnites know that we have been out there learning how to track and do things. Know that we've been out there to pick 20 leaves of 20 different trees and make that a whole project. There is lots of long grass and lots of massive trees. I'm not saying go out there, but if you do go out there, do not go alone. But that's where my brain's been like wondering about the entire time, because I didn't believe at first that my cousin moved back in with my uncle, but he did.
Right. No. To also put in my 2 cents is that they're all former inmates of Wexford. So
And in and out currently right now for a bust that happened recently. I wouldn't disrupt the like and what people do when they're scared. Do not go alone. Do not go without a taser or something.
like for me, I do have a license to carry.
Police know to look there. Do I know if they've been out there? No, because every time I drove by and around and in circles and all over that area, I did not see anyone there. I meant like searching. But I did see people coming in and out of campers. And it was that same person, same tall guy. But I do think that's an interesting place to look because of the history of it.
So are y'all considering these people suspects in your own opinion? Yes.
Yes, in my own opinion, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely
100%.
100%. Like for our own safeties, that even though that I can speak on the behalf of Truth Moose, she's got kids, I have a kid. We're just trying to look out not only for our kids, but for other people's kids.
That's the thing, is everybody on all sides is involved with that group. And that's what mine and Becca's argument was about, because she needed to not be there and have herself and a newborn baby in that situation. I was so fired mad at that girl. Ooh, I love her, but I was
Would
mad at
you
her because I love her.
would you think in a town that smell where everyone knows everyone cares too?
Exactly. Campsite alone.
Do y'all think if those people did it that they would take her out of Wexford County?
They wouldn't have the
Um
means to.
Absolutely.
People do what people do when they're scared. But even if
The
they
three
took her
men
out,
that the
evidence would
mom
be
gave
left
her
behind.
daughter to because mom knows because they owe over 2000K. That I don't know of actually. What I do know, there was a fake check involved.
No.
And yes, I do know that forwarding a check is illegal. Um, we are talking about the Rebecca case. And she's also friends with me, and she's also friends with Truth Moose. You could be on to something, but like we said, we're not 100%.
Miney Town. If that's all hearsay though, and that's the problem with that issue is it's just hearsay. Keeping questions going, keeping things moving, because there's been things in my head too, because we both know things about that entire group, even though we don't fully involve ourselves in that entire group.
Honestly, with money is because then they can how can I put it? I honestly I want to say it was a trap. That's and yes, Brittany, Courtney 100%. Courtney is listening.
Thank you, Rovoli. I've called mouse my entire life. And the truth part is because I worship the Lord and Savior. It's funny. It's okay. It happens a lot. But I am
That
so
kid,
glad that it's not just me that thinks that that is. I didn't know anything about the $20,000 part. But I know when certain things are in the middle of things, it blurs all lines. Because people get scared and do anything.
Brittany, yes. There was a search party that went out today. If anybody wants to come up on the panel, you're more welcome to. I mean, it would make it a lot easier. That would be a friend of the family's. It is 12:09, so no, they are not still searching. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have another group go out.
Hi, Kiki. What? You are a laptop. Everyone's always still searching. The only thing that I will say about the reward money is if they want people to believe it, then they need to do it the right way. They don't want to see you get on a camera and flash stacks of cash. They want to see you get a check, drop stacks of cash. They want to see you get a check, drop it off at the sheriff's office, and let them handle it from there.
They went to 30 and a half road and 21 and a half road
So they did go out there now?
to what I was told, yes. But the thing is that
I have a
um
question though. Did you know that before you did this live, or did you know that after I said it?
I just know what I heard from Courtney's mouth.
That part. Okay. Thank you. Miney.
Oh my goodness, that cat.
She doesn't separate from me at all.
No.
No. She wants me to go to bed, but it's not bedtime. She can go to bed on her own. It is unknown what the radius is.
They do the I want to say the sheriff's department is having drones up. I mean, they had drones last week.
They've done more than drones. They have done their own searches. Just the public isn't a part of their searches, obviously. And we couldn't do large searches like we did last week until after they okayed it and they cleared the area first.
I mean, The only reason why they don't want us being a part of their search is because what we were told about a guy named Ghost. But at the same time, what I also heard is that they had him in custody already.
So, Brittany, none of us are going to hear direct, confirmed information from him, the police. The only thing the police are reaching out to any of us for is questioning. What they're going to do is they are going to go out and they're going to tell the adoptive parents.
And no, I'm not repeating what I hear from others.
I wouldn't know anything about Ghost. That wasn't me who exposed Ghost. That was Mel, the lady who has the reward money, that exposed Ghost. I didn't know he was an undercover cop. I just thanked him, since he was supposedly in that live, for helping me escape the crowd to go pee.
Honestly, to my opinion, the people that are, probably have something to do with Rebecca gone missing, yes, 100%. I'm pretty sure that they would try to stop us.
I don't really know Ghost. I'm sorry. No Ghost. I'm sorry. I still don't know for sure if the one I'm thinking of is Ghost, but that's sad if he has him in custody because he seemed like a really good human.
Well, that's what was being like told around town.
That he's an undercover and stuff. Well, why would you blow an undercover if you...
That's my question. I mean, if he is an undercover officer, why blow it, you know?
Yes. Like, why? And if you are all for finding Becca, why would you blow it? So, sorry, not sorry. Let's call the kettle black. That's black.
That we're not gonna answer only due to the adopted parents' protection.
And request.
Adopted parents' protection.
And request. We are not to nothing of them. The bio mother has not helped with the searches. Helped with the searches.
Yeah, the adopted parents are off limits. Only for their protection. And
There has been lots of family members out there searching, though. But unfortunately, not on the bio mom's side. You would have to ask them what their reasoning is and what the case is. I do know that one of the searches I was at, Kimmy was there, but not for very long.
that we don't know if they are questioning them. Do you think that they will show up the vigil tonight?
I hope so, but if they don't, they don't. No one can control what they choose to do and what they're comfortable with, or what, you know. I'm trying to stay polite and neutral here. I hope everyone shows up.
I mean, we need it. It will help out, you know.
It's a healing thing. It's literally a come together and agree to love her.
Even if do y'all find it odd that the bio mom isn't involved as much?
No.
Yes. Yep. 100%.
Yes and no. I can understand having only one leg and going searching through the woods and trees and having to hop over a ton of Michigan alligators. If you guys don't know what that is, that's a log on the ground or in the water. Um, I can understand that side of it, but then no, because it doesn't matter the issue or anything. I'm out there with a need that doesn't work, and I'm searching. If it was my daughter, screw anything I have going on in my life, I'm gonna find her. Forget anything, forget any medical thing, forget everything. Where's my daughter? And not even just my daughter, where's my grandchild?
Welcome in, Tina.
But I'll join you again tomorrow, trusting God. I'm gonna go take some mental quietness and know nobody upset me or anything. It's just
Nope,
emotions are everywhere.
you do what you need to do for yourself. Take care of yourself, take care of your kids, okay?
You too, sir.
All right, bye-bye.